Hello, hello, beautiful souls. How are you doing? I hope all's well with you. Beautiful souls. It's a lot of people out here that they see you and they automatically know that God's favor is upon you. Like God's favor shines on you. People love to say back in the day that God doesn't have favorites, and it's like, you must have never met a chosen one because we are favored by God. And that is why we get treated the way that we do by most people. Because think about it like when it's a parent and they have children, they have multiple children, right? That child, no, none of those children want to feel like one child is favored over the other children, right? And, it's not good to do that. But with God, that's what God does with us chosen ones. We're his favorites. And other people, they pick up on it. Like when people connect eyes with you, they can already see that there's something different about you. And it's not just about your looks, okay? There's plenty of beautiful people in the world, but they just know there's something magnetic and captivating about you, something that's extremely different than the average Joe. And if these people have the privilege of actually having access to you, seeing how your life is on a daily basis, unfortunately, it's going to stir up a lot of trouble for you in a sense of they're going to try to do the competition, they're going to start talking their crap, they're going to start sizing you up. Now, we're so used to this that it's not a threat. It's not like it's like going to ruin us. But too much hate is just, it's never good. We don't want people to hate us even a little bit, but the amount of hate that we receive, you would think like we actually did something to deserve it. When most of the time it is just because they could feel God's presence on you. And it's like they're just trying to put their finger on it, like, what is it about you? Why do I feel so good when I'm around her? Why do I feel so good when I'm around him? And see, they can't really fathom it. Like they can't really make sense of it. But again, once they have access and they see your light, they see your life, then they start wondering, well, how come God didn't make me this way? Why doesn't God give me these type of gifts? And it's like, hold your horses, little one, because like if God was to even give you a little ounce, okay, of what we go through, what we experience from pretty much everyone, you would go insane. You would literally go insane because it's like everywhere you turn, you don't get a break. Like your loving your connection with God has to be like this. Because I'm telling you, the amount of hate you receive is unreal. People won't believe you and they'll think that it's something going on with you because that's what the world teaches people. Well, if everyone's going against you, if everyone has a problem with you, if you're always, then you're the common denominator, you're the common factor, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, that might be the case for a lot of people, but that's never the case for the chosen one. And it's not like we're out here, we're perfect, like we don't do things, but more than likely, it's a reaction. We are reactive. And that's why I make videos like this to help you all to stop giving people what they want because they want us to react. They know that we are so sweet and kind that we're not the type of people to go around here and just push buttons, poke the bear just for fun. We're way above that. So they will purposely try to do things to you, say things to you to get reactions out of you. Because of how beautiful and blessed you are and favored by God, they want to bring out the ugly. They want to bring out the low vibrations, the low frequencies, aka like when they say on demon time and things like that. That's what they want for you. Anyone that makes you, who brings out those low frequencies in you, they're not worthy of you. Because why do I feel like a different person now that I'm talking with you or interacting with you? Birds of a feather flock together. That means you're trying to put your demons off on me. Because it's a chosen one, you know who you are. So when those feelings start feeling weird and different, it's because someone else is trying to project and put those things onto you. Okay? And what better way than to try to cancel out someone's character or make everyone else think that something's wrong with you than to try to provoke you to anger? That's one of the tactic tools, one of the many tactic tools of the enemy. You have lust, you have idolatry, things of those sorts, but anger is definitely a tool. And when you're favored by God, they want to paint that over with, and they want to anger you. They want to get you out of character so that they can accuse you and be like, oh, so that's supposed to be the chosen one? That's supposed to be the one that God favors? Look how they're acting. Look what they said back to me when I said this. And the crazy part about this world is that people don't even question the other person. Like, well, why are you saying this to them? Why did you do that? No, people are more focused on your reaction because they never seen this from you. They know that you are normally cool, calm, and collected. But baby, you gotta understand that to a miserable soul, which most of the population is miserable, by the way, to miserable people, you being cool, calm, and collected is not good. Mm-mm. If anything, it bothers me even more. Miserable people want everyone around them to feel the same way because then they're like, well, maybe there's not much wrong with me because everyone else around me is just miserable, just like me. But when you are happy and bubbly and thankful and grateful and smiling, and the joy of the Lord is just shining through you, oh, they hate that for you. They hate it for you because they can never experience it for themselves. They're too busy living in the past. They're too busy holding on to resentments and bitterness. And that's what they want for you. But see, beautiful soul, no. You continue to be that light. You continue to shine anyway, even when they don't want you to. When they're trying to dim your light and put it out, you shine even brighter. See, you don't got to go and do all this extra things. You don't got to go make all this extra money and buy type of cars and houses, the material plane. Don't get me wrong. On this earth, you definitely got to make sure your stuff is in order so that you can live, thrive, and survive out here. But some people, they make their material things their identity. That's all they have is materialism. So when they see someone like you and they see your life, they're going to hate on you for it. It's not our fault that God chose us, that God favors us, that God chose us literally to give us some of the hardest battles in the world. It's an honor, but it's also exhausting. And the reason why you don't have that light, the reason why you're not going through the struggles and the battles is because God knew you wasn't going to be able to handle it. God knows exactly what he's doing with every single chosen one. He knew that you were going to get through it and that you were going to evolve in such a beautiful way and be a beautiful example to others. That's why he chose you. But to the regular eye, it's just, oh, they think they're all that. What's going on with them? It's automatically just hating. And then later they want to come around and be obsessed. And it's like, get away from me. The only reason why they get attention and stuff is because the type of car they're driving or the type of neighborhood they're living in. They got to walk around big groups and entourages. They don't know how to be alone. They don't know how to sit with themselves and receive the love and instruction from God. They don't know isolation seasons where you're no longer talking to family members, friends, co-workers. It's just you and God. These people out here, they can't do that. So when they see that you can, oh, you don't talk to your mom and dad, you don't talk to your siblings, you don't talk to your uncle, you don't talk to your friends, you don't talk to your co-workers, you don't talk to that person. No, it's just me and God. They can't believe that because they could never do it. But then they want to know, they want your life, they want your peace, they want your light. And this is why isolation is so important because for us, it's never about what's on us, it's about what's in us. That's what it means to be favored by God. God could give you the littlest thing. Do you notice it's people who have way less than you that's always hating on you? They have way more money, they have fancier cars, they have way more support in their family. Like they can actually get together and have nice family meetings and everyone's getting along, taking pictures, doing family gatherings, and like the love is in the air. We don't have all of that. We might have a little slice. Every chosen one has different things that God will allow. Just like some chosen ones are allowed to get married and have kids, but a lot of chosen ones won't. Some people will have loving families, but most chosen ones won't. So whatever it is, but it's not like the average person who normally will have all of that. They can have everything according to the material plane, and they will come across you as a chosen one and they will hate your guts. They will still be envious, jealous, competitive because it's from God, and anything from God is way better than anything this material life has to offer, including family and friends. Because remember, your parents are just borrowing you. You belong to God. God placed you there. God allowed you to be born there. And you were there to help to break a lot of generational curses that they didn't understand or even want to appreciate about you. But a lot of people know that they got to go out here and do things to make themselves look a certain way or feel a certain way or act a certain way. But with us, it's God. We can have little or we can have a ton, and it still won't be God. But it's literally people out here that again in the material life, they have a way better setup than you. But they're just still so bitter and angry and resentful when you come around because you have something that money can never buy. And that is truly the joy of the Lord. Like you are extremely blessed, chosen one, despite all the hardship, whatever you're going through right now. Even if it seems like everyone else around you is doing better than you, they're not. Maybe financially, maybe on the material wise, but never spiritually. And that is more important. That is the most important thing, is to have a true loving relationship with God. And that's just not going to church, but it's really having a relationship with God. And you've had that since birth. You just didn't know it. I've always had a strong connection with God. Never once thought about being an atheist. I was confused on the aspect of God a lot because we only had little things to go by. But I always had a strong connection with God. It was always me talking to God, way more than I even talk to friends or family members. I'm just talking to God. I'm like, God, what's this? What's that? And you know what? God always answered me too. God was always there. God is always there. And God's like, you know what? I might have you struggle in certain areas for a while, but when you're finally ready, when I'm finally ready to push you up more, because I feel like that's the last test for the chosen one, is the material plane, the financial ship. Because God probably knew if He would have gave us certain things at younger ages, we might have blew it for ourselves. We might not have really went on our mission. A lot of times when you're dependent on God, you will get far. A lot of times when people are so dependent on their money and their finances are extremely good and they don't have no worries, nothing, God is like the last thing on their mind. Hence, look at the billionaires, millionaires of the world. They're not thinking about God. Jeff Bezos, all these other people, they're not thinking about God. That's why they do the evil that they do. But a lot of times, God will not give you the finances part yet because He wants you to truly be dependent on Him. So that when He does give it to you, because remember, you're not always just going to be down. When He does give that to you, you're going to know. Let me still stick to God even though my finances are better. Let me stick to God even though I finally got the job I wanted. Let me stick to God even though I got the house that I want and the car that I want and that relationship I got. Because anything that you idolize, God will strip away from you because God is Lord. Period. Amen. And again, these people have all of that and they're still miserable and they still want to be coming for you and after you. And it's like, shouldn't you be happy with your wealth and the things that you have that you work and break your back for? But they're still too busy worrying about chewing up your behind because you're favored and they can't take it from you. All the stuff they got, the government, the IRS, whoever, they can come in and take that stuff from them, the police. But what we have, the favor that we have from God, no man can take it away, ever. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, beautiful souls, okay? Keep shining in your favor, keep shining your light and your purpose. And if they mad, let them stay mad. All right? Because we only going to get brighter. Every day we only going up, especially in our spiritual growth. God bless you. Each and every chosen one watching this, God bless you. And I'll be right back tomorrow, okay? Always remember who loves you. I love you, but God loves you so much more, beautiful soul.